So thank you for coming along to the launch of Vita Religion, a COP28. Vita Religion was inspired by a seabird, and I'm going to show you a photograph of not the actual seabird, but the type of seabird. This is a seabird called a Sula leucogaster, or more commonly known as a Brown Booby Bird. And I met the Brown Booby Birds when I was sailing on the east coast of Australia, and on one occasion I was on a tuna boat and I was resting on the rail at the front of the boat, and the bird was flying alongside me just a few meters away, and it looked at me and I looked at it, and we agreed that we were not threatening to each other, and the bird sat on the rail next to me and he was my companion for a little while. And I looked at his face, and this is a bird that is renowned for, and it dives into the ocean from a great height. It just punches into the sea dozens of times a day pursuing food. And you could see its wizened face, you could see its age, you could see its native wisdom. And I realized that the bird was a part of nature, and I realized in sitting next to it that we were both enjoying a break from fishing. We were both experiencing the same thing, and I realized that I was a part of nature just as much as the bird was. And that was really the beginning of my ecological spirituality. A few years ago I started working on, I'm an environmental scientist by training, so I've been spending 20 years thinking about the climate and ecological crisis. And a few years ago I started working on an organization called Vita Sapien. And Vita Sapien's mission was to create a worldview, sort of like Stoicism was to the ancient Greeks, the primary worldview and philosophy held by the educated classes. That seemed to be missing, and that's the work that I've been doing over the last few years. And Vita Worldview has two parts: Life-Wise Philosophy, which is a sustainable life philosophy, and Vita Religion, which is a registered religious institution registered in Australia. As a religious institution, we follow the definition of the Australian Charity Commission, which is a religion involves a belief in a supernatural being, principle or thing, and the acceptance of canons of conduct that give effect to that belief. In Vita Religion, the supernatural being we call Vitae Planeta. Vitae Planeta is Latin for living planet. You may know of her as Gaia, you may know of her as the living planet, Mother Nature, Pachamama, Elan Vital. There's lots of different words to describe this idea that all of the animals and plants on the planet, plus the ocean, atmosphere and soil, forms a single superorganism of which we humans are a part. And this creates a frame of reference that when we pollute the atmosphere or the ocean or the soil, we're effectively polluting the greater part of ourselves. A new referential frame. When I started working on this project, the initiative was to change the trajectory of human civilization away from the abyss, which is the path that we're on right now, and to create the space for the verdant age, which is a potential future time when humans and the living planet thrive in synergy. And if you listen to the cosmologists and they talk about main sequence stars and planets in habitable zones, you'll understand that we have maybe 2 billion years of life left on Earth. Unless, of course, we humans extinguish most of it first. And so the possibility is for the humans to live for hundreds of millions of years into the future. And the aspiration of Vita Religion is that the humans will survive a galactic year. And a galactic year is 230 million Earth years. It's the time it takes for the solar system to rotate around the galaxy. That's our aspiration. But to last 230 million years, we need to get through the Anthropocene crisis, which is what we're here trying to resolve at COP28. Vita's grand scheme is to foster rapid mass ecophony. Ecophony is an ecological epiphany. The idea is to create the programs to help people have the spiritual enlightenment to nature that I had on the bow of the boat, but to do that through programs, and then to do that en masse, and to do that very fast, rapid mass ecophony. We believe that if we can reach out, there are around 50 million people that would adopt Vita Worldview as their primary view of their world, and with 50 million people spiritually enlightened to nature, that is a fighting force that can take on the fossil fuel industry. Thank you.